After wading through some snow and running off to a hill station, my love for chai and my quest of getting my fill of its flavor from around the country has brought me to the beautiful state of Uttarakhand. You see, Uttarakhand is famous for its biodiversity and its beautiful climate, perfect for producing some tea. You can see it's very much influenced by the Himalayan mountain range, and it should make driving around these parts a lot of fun. Like always, my partner in crime is a Hyundai, but this time the Hyundai Creta, which I've already had before, but this time I have it in the manual, guys. So that should make it really fun around these twisty roads. I'm not gonna lie to you, the weather over here is a lot hotter than I expected. I packed a whole bunch of winter clothes for some reason, and it is hot as hell in Uttarakhand. I'm sweating. Oof. I have a long day ahead of me and a lot of tea to taste. So without any further ado, let's hit the road and discover some beautiful chai in the state of Uttarakhand. Before I tell you about that, let me tell you about how my drive has been so far. Wow, it's been beautiful to say the least. I feel like I say the word beautiful too much when it comes to such serene locations, but how can you resist the temptation of you overusing that word? You can think of synonyms, but you know, it's okay. Anyway, so far I have covered everything from dirt trails, river crossings. I've covered broken tarmac, well-paved tarmac, narrow tarmac, wide tarmac. I mean, so many variations. I mean, Uttarakhand has so much to offer, and I hear parts of it even has snow. So like, you know, that's something to look forward to in the future, I guess. Now, given its perfect climate for tea production, you must be wondering, why isn't Uttarakhand famous for its tea the same way it's famous for, say, adventure sports, or the way other states are famous for their tea? Why hasn't Uttarakhand exactly capitalized on this? Well, to tell you that, I'm going to have to give you a little bit of a history lesson. And for those of you who've been keeping up with our series, or with me in general, know that I'm a major nerd for history. So, if you don't like your daily slice of history and would like to just avoid all of this, skip exactly 60 seconds ahead from now, and you'll get to dodge it. But for those of you who like it, stick around and I'll give you a deep dive into why Uttarakhand is not famous for its chai. Alright, now that I have a comfortable place to be, a hot cup of tea, and a beautiful view to go with it, it's time for a little story. So, are you ready? Okay, here we go. So the history of tea cultivation dates back to about 150 years in Uttarakhand. And it was something that was kick-started by the British Empire, like most things are. You see, even though tea naturally grew here, it wasn't exactly cultivated until they arrived. And once they did, they noticed that the Kumaon region of Uttarakhand had very close resemblance to the Chinese tea gardens. After years of experimentation and planning, a tea committee was formed in about 1834 or something. And the British began experimenting by planting seeds directly imported from China. So in about 1851, the British realized the potential and brought 8 Chinese men to India to train the people of Uttarakhand about tea cultivation. Ah, I see you're back. Well, I lied. There is no avoiding history in life, you lazy bums. So now backtrack on our conversation or else just remain in mystery. Sorry, not sorry. Anyway, where were we? The aftermath of all that effort. Yes. So, even though the climate and the environment were all in its favor, its geography would become Uttarakhand's eventual downfall. You see, the nearest port to the landlocked state of Uttarakhand was all the way in Kolkata. Now compare that to places like Darjeeling and Assam that were much more accessible in comparison. It didn't exactly make transporting tea from Uttarakhand very cost effective. In fact, it made it quite tedious, which is what became the eventual downfall of the tea industry in Uttarakhand. If you look at history, Uttarakhand was always known for its high quality tea. In fact, some places still carry on that tradition, like Barinag, Kausani and Chokri. So since the 90s, the government has been making major strides and has realized the importance of tea cultivation and just adding it to one more thing that Uttarakhand is known for. I mean, it's a good source of economy too. So yeah, that's a little story, a little history lesson about why Uttarakhand is not famous for tea and famous for everything else that you know Uttarakhand for. It's been a beautiful experience traveling through the lovely state of Uttarakhand, and I haven't had my fill of this place just yet, and there is so much to see in such little time. So unlike every other iteration of this series, I am not going to do what I do at the end. I'm not gonna go back home and get back to work. Instead, my colleagues here are going to take the Creta back home to Bombay, and I'm going to continue roaming the streets and alleys and highways and you know, everything of Uttarakhand like a nomad. So yeah. Hey, I have to get down like about 50-60 kilometers away from here. Do you mind dropping me? Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa. Well, that's teammates for you. If you like what you saw and you'd like to see more of it, stick around to the Top Gear India YouTube channel. Until then, see you on the next episode of Chai with Hyundai. Anybody I could use a ride? I like to talk about chai. Anyone? Huh? Anybody like chai? No? No takers? Okay. Okay, well.